Hey guys, welcome back for our second episode of deck previews for set 3. Um, I'm coming today with another character that I just love, a deck that I've been playing since set 2 came out, that I've been trying to make work, and it's always just kind of struggled, just falling a little bit short. And I think with set 3, it's about to get over that hump. It might be a little bit more of a force to be reckoned with, and that's Izuku Midoriya version 2, built off of the good symbol, running the punch package. And I want to dive right into the attacks because this is the part that will mostly seem pretty familiar, but there's one or two key additions that you want to make sure you're running to really push this deck over the edge. So to start off, we're talking about 3x Texas Smash. Texas Smash is just money. Card hits hard. Card feels good. With Midoriya, you can add 7 damage to this thing, 4 off of its combo, another 3 off of his ability. So it comes across for 10 on a 4 diff. Yeah, I'm playing that. It just ends games. Hardened Jab. Hardened Jab is another one that does something kind of cool in this deck. It's a 4 diff again. 3 speed mid doing 5, not great. With Midoriya, it can be a 4 speed doing 8. But what it does do is it goes and it lets you replenish that card that you discarded and lets you get extra uses out of your face down foundations after you flipped them. And when you get to our foundation base, you're going to see we run a lot of things that flip. So there's some cool utility here. It's an attack that normally gets blocked, but hey, they got to block it because otherwise they're taking 8. So that feels pretty good. Running that at 4. Heroic Strike. Running 3 Heroic Strikes. So Heroic Strike is one of those cards that started to show up here in the later set 2 meta. And this card's only going to see more and more play because it's sneaky good. It's a 4 diff, 4 high doing 4. So Midoriya again, 5 high doing 7. Pretty awesome. But then it has effectively stun X on it. It says enhance, your rival commits 1 foundation for each punch in your card pool. Well, this is a punch, and so is every other attack that we play. So if you play this, say, as your 3rd attack of the turn, play it on a 6 diff, and you just make them commit 3 things immediately. That's like having stun 3, except for it's a little bit better because it gets around things that would negate stun, something like a resistance or something like that. So Heroic Strike's really cool card, really opens up for some of these other attacks to really connect and do a lot of damage, like your Texas Smashes. So next we have Back Alley Haymaker. As I like to refer to it, it's the most ultra rare ever made and ever printed. It's got Izuku's, all 3 symbols. It's one of his cards, and you're going to run it at 4 because of that. This card does it all. EX2, Stun 2, again, got the Heroic Strike, and we got the Back Alley. So maybe you Back Alley into a Heroic Strike, and that's effectively Stun 4. It also replenishes your hand by letting you either draw a card, or you can just build an extra foundation if you need, just that way you have more resources. Card's amazing. And that leads us to the newest edition, and this is the set 3 ultra rare wind up punch. And this card is hot. It is hot. It's a 5 diff, 4 mid doing 6. Charge, powerful 3 and punch. So fits with our punch package. Also has powerful 3 on it randomly. So, we connect with one of these late. We might just nuke somebody, right? Just pitch a couple momentum, add 6, use Midoriya, add another 3. We've added 9. This thing's doing 15 damage. Okay, why not? And it has this cool static or continuous ability that says if your rival has 8 or more foundations, so they don't even have to be in deadlock, just 8, this attack gets -1 difficulty and +1 damage. So it becomes a 4 diff doing 7 damage. Okay, I like it. Then it has a free enhance that says if you have discarded 1 or more cards this combat phase, this attack gains stun 2. Okay. So, we could have the lineup where we're like Back Alley, stun 2. They have 8 or more. We play Wind Up Punch on a 4. Need a 5. Check a 5. Stun 2 again. And then we follow it up with a Heroic Strike to make them commit 3. That's like committing 7 things on their board, assuming they didn't commit something to block. Like, they are tapped out 100%. And these things are just going to come across for all of the damage. I'm very excited to add this card to it. I think it might be what the deck was kind of missing to kind of close those games out when you get really close, but you can't quite get there. Jumping into the foundations. We got It Can't Be Fixed. Ironically, is one of the cards that kind of counters what we're wanting to do, which is commit their board. It does that very well, but it's just great spam, great block. Battle Resolve. We got it at a 4x as well. It's not quite as good spam, but it does kind of give you that little bit of speed. Sometimes you need to close out a game, commit 2 copies to get +3 speed or -3 speed. It also, while costly, can give you that -3, so you net that extra -1. Which can be the difference maker when trying to pass a block. So Not a terrible card. It's not great, but we needed the spam, so we're going to run with it. Mainly passionate. Again, we're trying to build as many as we can, as quick as we can. So this card's great, especially when you're going second and you want to try to, like pass that one block that's a foundation you couldn't build, and then you build it down, and then going into your second turn, you get to have that extra foundation up and all, plus Midoriya's ability to randomly build things. So mainly passionate's at a 4x because of that. Destined for mainstream success. It's a flip to either let us know our next check or to just draw us an attack. And I'm cool with both of those things. So it's at a 4x. Idle Work is a new addition. It's a 1/5 with a +2 low. Enhance Destroy one foundation. If this attack deals no damage, draw a card and discard a card. So you can do this on defense if you really wanted to. Just kind of filter and fish for additional blocks as you go through a turn maybe. But you need to have a way to go plus on cards because this doesn't net you cards. But on offense, maybe you're committing some foundations to pass those checks to play those attacks, and you're just able to get some value out of those foundations and say, hey, if you block this and it doesn't deal damage, well, I'm going to filter and I'm going to try to find another attack. So I think that's a cool card. We're going to test it out. We got it at 3. Jumping into the 2 difficulty foundations, we've got Passing the Torch at a 4x. We're going to be emptying our hand. That's what Midoriya does. So Passing the Torch is just a snap 4x because we're going to need to draw some cards. Specialist of Sound. Again, one of the few ways good has to play defense as a symbol. So that response commit for -3 speed is huge. So that'll give us a way to pass some blocks when we need to and hopefully not fall over. It also randomly lets us look at the top card, which can be good. Again, when you're attacking, maybe you check one of these and you can know your next check. Any means necessary. We're running 2 of those. This card is interesting. It's not crazy strong, but at the same time, it feels good in Midoriya. That response after you discard this card during the enhanced step, draw a card. That's really the reason that we're running it, because it just gives us one more way to dig and draw that extra card. You discard it for Midoriya's cost, and then in turn, you don't actually lose a card, you just draw a new one. So you filter out a card, which feels pretty good. And then the enhance commit your character, or life enhance commit your character. If you have 0 cards in hand, this deck gets +1 speed and +3 damage. I have never used that, but it's there. Maybe it matters in some situation and kind of helps you close out a game when you just need that last little bit to kind of finish them off. New training method, 4x immediately. This card's insane. Doesn't matter that it's a 4-check. This card's insane. Lets our early turn builds be even more crazy. So maybe going first, we just casually, build one of these and then try to build 4 more. And then we just drop, our last card down and we're like, cool, we just built 6 on turn 1, your turn. And then on turn 2, we're swinging for the fences. Also, it has response commit flip. After you check a foundation, add it to your hand. So this can be cool when you need to pull back a card to block with, or just when we're on offense and we're trying to push in and we want to make sure that we have that one more card to discard. It doesn't matter that it's a foundation. We just needed it to discard from Midoriya's ability to get that extra damage out. So auto include at 4x. And our last foundation is a new foundation from set 3. It's one with nature. It's a 2/5 with a +3 low block. It has enhanced discard a card. Your rival's block modifier gets +2. So it's kind of like adding +2 speed, except for the fact they can't really interact with it. They don't have a way to reset their block modifier, whereas they can reset speed. So that's sneaky good. And then response once per enhanced step. After you discard any number of cards, your attack gets +1 damage. So that can clearly respond with its own enhanced discard, but it also can respond off of Midoriya. So you can kind of pick your poison kind of moment of like which one you want to discard for. Maybe you want to do both because you just got to get cards out because you want to use those passing the torches sooner, whatever it may be. One with nature, when you get multiples of these in play, that response will stack. So even though you can only do it once per copy per enhanced step, you still do it once per copy per enhanced step. So you're like discard for Midoriya, getting +1 speed and +3 damage, and then I'll respond with the one with nature, another +1. Respond with nature, another +1. So my ability now with 2 of these in play is discard a card for +1 speed, +5 damage. It's crazy. You just double attacks. This card is really good, and I'm looking forward to testing that out and kind of seeing how strong it actually ends up making. This is Zuku Midoriya. So hopefully this deck ends up being some fun as well, just like the one from last week. I appreciate everyone who watched, who commented, who had some awesome conversation and discussion about the deck from last week. I'd love to hear from you and get your thoughts on this new Midoriya build for set 3, and look forward to the next episode. Remember, if you haven't yet, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next week, guys. Have a good one.